Hello grandchildren and granddaughters. Welcome to the new Valheim episode. By the way, I congratulate my granddaughters on the past Women's Day. Happy holidays, dear women. The last Valheim video got a lot of views, likes and comments. Thank you very much for this. I'm really happy about it, so I'll try to record Valheim for you more often. Behind me are plates with your nicknames, and I'm talking to those whose nicknames are not here. In YouTube settings, some of you do not have a list of subscriptions open. And for me, your nicknames are simply not displayed, so in order not to offend you, grandchildren, I ask you to write nicknames in the comments or open the list of subscriptions. With this figured out, it's time to start, grandchildren. And by the way, at first, the sound was not recorded a little, forgive me for that. Let's go! Small decorations above my bed to make it more pleasant for me to be here. I cook a lot of carrot soup. Now it's time to fill our mini kitchen tavern. For now, I'm putting a fermentation barrel here. Now I place a chest for various meads and potions and load the first mead with poison protection into the barrel. Now I'm breaking the floor and the wall here, because I'm going to rebuild this part of the house into a place for a fire and a cooking pot. The first thing I do is make a fire. And then the bowler. I will also chop down trees at night. And I place chests near our cooking area. And I put in them all the food that we have. And move the sitting log to this place along with the campfire, which we will upgrade. And we plant some grass in this place for atmosphere. It also does not hurt to plant some grass around the entire perimeter of our territory and around buildings. I'm going to build a Karve and place it in the sea near my house to ride it to the second boss, so I'm making bronze nails and gathering the rest of the resources we'll need. I found a great place to place a ship and build a dock here in the future. Wow, he looks amazing. I am very excited about the idea that I can now sail on a ship in this huge world of Valheim. We leave the ship here for the time being and let's get ready for a long voyage. Running through the Black Forest and collecting various resources, I wandered into the burial chambers and decided to train with a 2-star skeleton. I just wanted to upgrade the defense a little. But in the end he just died, which once again indicates that you need to constantly be vigilant and not underestimate the enemy, as I did. I also ran into another troll, but I easily dealt with him. Well, along the way, having found the troll's cave, I also dealt with this overgrown smurf, inflicting the final blow to his most vulnerable spot. And as soon as I came out of the cave, I saw another troll. I will not refuse such gifts of fate, and I will also deal with this, especially since I need to hang someone's trophies on the walls with the nicknames of my grandchildren. However, I have blunted my sword badly due to all these battles and this is the result. Well, of course, we quickly correct this misunderstanding and sharpen our sword on this wonderful blue ass. Also, with a reserve for the future, I catch a 1-star boar and put him in jail so that later I can build my own meat processing plant. When I come home, I lay out all the extracted resources and collect potions from our new barrel. I also place the new chests next to the cauldron and sort all the items in a new way for even more convenient use. Done, like this, everything will be sorted here. And we will also put furniture in this mini tavern in order to make it comfortable here. Having finished with the arrangement of furniture, we prepare food for travel and just for everyday use. I also rebuild the roof a little, because the smoke does not go out very well and I get damage from it being next to the pot, so we build a chimney. Complete this whole thing by building such a strange, but effective chimney. As for me, it turned out well. The next day I go on a short hike in the Black Forest to collect cool wood and just wood. I decided to stop in this village, so I will restore the house a little, make a fire, a workbench and a bed. This is how we got a house, so it's time to go to cut wood. Running through the forest, I met a troll again. I have already sharpened the sword on his ass, so this time I decide to climb a tower nearby to shoot him with a bow. Having chopped enough wood, and stuffing my whole cart to capacity, I remember that somewhere nearby I once mined copper. And there was an unmined copper vein left, so I decide to get one remaining free stack of copper in order to melt it all at home into bronze. We have a lot of tin, but there are problems with copper, so I approve of this idea in my head without even thinking. Therefore, I have collected a full cart of wood and one stack of copper. I am finally going home, preparing for a long voyage to another island to defeat the second boss, Elder. And now I'm at home. Upload all resources. And fill the furnace. Well, we deal along the way with these gay fruits. Put this in place. We collect our meads again and set the new one to row. I have a lot of tin, so I decide to create a tin butcher knife. Spoiler, I still do not understand how it works, but I already found out that it only deals damage to tamed animals. In addition, I have an extra bronze lying around, so I decide to improve all my tools, weapons, and armor. Later I create some more bronze to pump my stuff even more. And of course, we improve everything we can. I gathered wood and core wood to build stakes around the entire stake walls. According to this, we arrange them. I start preparing for the journey, and start by creating fire arrows. And for these arrows, I need an improved bow, so we improve it. And again we collect potions and prepare a new mead. I plan to put a portal on that island, so I immediately place the first one on my territory. We create chests for traveling and put resources for the portal and more in them. We also add arrows, potions, and everything that may come in handy. I saw a wild boar and wanted to slaughter it, but something went wrong. At the time, I didn't know what exactly this knife was for. Again I met a troll, so it's worth teaching him a lesson, and again sharpen your sword on his furry pod. When I was running through the Black Forest, I accidentally stumbled upon something snowy, and I wondered what it was. I haven't seen this before. I hope there aren't yet ties or something like that. Because of the cold, my health began to be taken away, so I understand that I can't stay here for a long time, but I'm very interested in what it is. It seems to be just snow and nothing else. For the time being I think I should not meddle here. I notice another boar with 1 star and decide that I will make another meat packing plant in the future. Like this it's okay. Traveling the world, and already returning home to go on a journey, I go into the next burial chambers, collect my favorite yellow mushrooms and meet just such an unusual generation. For all the time that I play, I have not seen anything like this. This is such an unusual rise, I really have never seen anything like it. However, apart from my favorite mushrooms, there is nothing here. I do not collect them, by the way, because my inventory is completely full. Home sweet home, I never made extra gates on the other sides so I didn't have to run around or break the stake walls. In the future, I will definitely come up with something with this, grandchildren. This night I will put the finishing touches on my journey, and in the afternoon I will already set out on a long voyage to another island, but for now I need to cook all the venison meat so that I can prepare better dishes. That's why I put cooking stations and start frying meat. Well, we collect all things and go sailing. Do not forget to salute the previous boss Ikta. May he bless us for victory. Let's go, grandchildren. Elder is waiting for us. Like some sort of Viking pirate. I really like to swim in the ocean, and in the future I will definitely swim around all the places that are in this world. Wow, ocean location, it's very cool. In one episode one found 2 new locations. These are the mountains and the ocean. I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. There is not so much left before Elder. Look how small a section of the map I have explored compared to the rest of the world, it just seems gigantic. Oh my god, what kind of snake is swimming there? What a hell. I swam a few tens of meters away from her. I'm glad that this snake did not attack me, because I don't even know how strong this creature is and I could resist it at all. I don't understand if it's the same snake or another one that has come to take my soul. Looks creepy, I definitely don't want to deal with her right now. And by the way, I swam to the desired island on which the second boss is located, but I will not land here. I will look around a little and more somewhere not far from it in some more suitable place to build a small house with a portal, a bed, a workbench and several chests. It is very beautiful here, and there is a small bay nearby. Having sailed a little further, I already spotted a small area for a possible stop and create a small forest house. We moor at this place and disembark. Finally land. This is a great place to build, besides, Elder is very close. Wow, portals are cool. It's cool. I'll chop some wood and build a small base here. This is how the frame turned out. As well as, without further comment, we are completing our house. Great, I really like our little house. It's pretty light and cozy here. I'm not going to do striptease, but as a support and decoration, this is an excellent pillar. As for me, now we put a fire so that we can sleep. And we go to sleep. By the way, do not repeat this in real life, otherwise you risk becoming a homeless person. Good morning, grandchildren. I woke up and immediately run to the boss. The arena looks great. And yes, of course, I forgot to take ancient seeds with me. And here they are, back. I will restore rested by the fire a little and will call on the boss. Let's go. Well, why is he so big? This guy should definitely get acquainted with basketball or volleyball, rather than suffer all the bullshit in this forest. Elder man, back forest. Wow. To begin with, I will learn his attacks, and then I will take some action. So far I see some tentacles sticking out of the ground that hit me on the head and some strange prickly ropes that the elder throws at me. From his attacks, you can easily hide behind these columns or other objects, but these roots give me more problems and force me to run to where it is not very profitable for me. One root grew up on a pole, that's funny. By the way, I don't see the point in destroying them, because they disappear anyway and appear after a while. It's enough just to ignore these things and they won't do anything to me. Long-range combat is probably the most effective, especially when using fire arrows. However, I will try to cut this group with a sword later. Are you a fool? Where are you shooting? I'm here. I wanted to try to cut it, but the roots will interfere with me, so I'm leaving. I'm using a health potion because I don't have much left. This skeleton has me sick. Why is it following me? Probably better not to hide behind stones and trees. Perhaps with the help of this boss it would be very cool to cut down trees and mine stones. almost done with Elder.
Great!
We were given some kind of key and an Elder trophy. Cool, the second boss is defeated, we return home through the portal. Maybe I'll summon the boss again, in order for him to help me get copper, if I still need it. This series comes to an end, grandchildren. In the next episode, I'll hang Elder's head on a boss head's hanger. And of course, we will continue our journey. Let's make a gate, and other household chores, after which we can take our ship and set off to look for a lock for our key. Let's get acquainted with the new biome and crypts. It will be interesting, so subscribe to this channel. In addition, I will continue to write your nicknames on signs and hang walls. All the best to you grandchildren and granddaughters, I hug you all, see you soon. Bye.